everyone! To all my Nigerian students deep in your research projects, welcome! Today, we are going to tackle one of the toughest parts of your thesis, a part that honestly stumps so many people, the summary of your literature review. But you know what? We're going to break it down and make it super simple. So let me guess, you've spent weeks, maybe even months, buried in articles, books, and journals for your Chapter 2. You've done all the hard work, all the reading, and now you've hit a brick wall. You're just staring at this huge pile of notes thinking, how on earth do I pull all of this together? Yeah, don't worry. We've all been there. All right, let's talk about what I like to call the Chapter 2 headache. The real challenge, you see, isn't just listing what other people have said. Not at all. It's about taking that mountain of information and turning it into a powerful argument that actually launches your own study. So how do we do that? First things first, we need to change how we think about the section. The summary of reviewed literature is not just a boring recap at the end. No way. It is the most strategic, most important part of the entire chapter. Its real job is to justify your whole project by showing everyone exactly where your work fits in. I want you to think of your summary like this. It's a bridge, okay? On one side of the river, you have all the existing research, everything that's already been done. On the other side, that's where your brilliant new research idea is waiting. Your summary is the bridge that connects the two. It shows your reader, step by step, why they need to cross over to your side. And here's the best part. You don't have to guess how to build this bridge. There's actually a proven formula for it. And we're pulling it directly from an amazing source, the Lautech CHS Manual of Style. This manual gives us the exact blueprint we need to build a perfect, sturdy bridge every single time. So what's the formula? It's so simple, just 3 easy steps. Step 1, you highlight the main lessons from all the stuff you read. Step 2, you point out what's missing. We call these the research gaps. And finally, step 3, you state exactly how your study is going to fill those gaps. That's it. Lessons, gaps, contribution. Easy, right? Okay, theory is great, but let's see how this thing actually works in practice. We're going to use a fantastic example straight from the manual, a study about household budgeting and food security right here in Ibadan. So let's build this bridge together one sentence at a time. Here we go. Step 1, the lessons. See how this one sentence just neatly summarizes the big idea from all the past studies. It lays the foundation. It tells us, okay, this is what we already know and agree on. This is the first pillar of our bridge, firmly in the ground. Now watch this. The word but is like a huge signpost. It tells us we're changing direction. This part of the sentence isn't about what we know anymore. It's about what we don't know. It points out all the holes, all the weaknesses in the research that came before. These, my friends, are your research gaps. And boom, the final piece. The word therefore connects the problem to your solution. This sentence says, hey, you know those gaps we just found? Well, this study is going to fix them. And just like that, the bridge is complete, leading the reader right to the doorstep of your project. Let's pause for a second and really talk about that middle step, finding the gap. This is absolutely critical. Your research gap isn't just you pointing out flaws in other people's work. It is the entire reason your project needs to exist in the first place. To put it simply, a research gap is just whatever previous studies missed, right? Maybe they looked at the wrong group of people, maybe they used a method that wasn't quite right, or maybe they just didn't ask the right questions. Your job as a researcher is to find that empty space and design a study that fills it perfectly. Look at how perfectly this works in our Ibadan example. The old research, it was all about rural areas. But this new study, it's going to focus on urban. The old studies just described things. This one is going to look for relationships. They used small samples. This one's going to use a big one. See? Every single gap is directly answered by the new study's design. It's beautiful. All right, now it's over to you. I want you to think about your own project. Think about all the articles you've read. Can you start to map it out using this formula? What are the main lessons you've learned? Where are the gaps? And most importantly, how specifically is your work going to fill them? Please remember this. Your summary is your justification. It is not just some paragraph you tack on at the end of the chapter. It is the single most powerful argument you will make to convince your supervisor, your panel, and the world why your research absolutely must be done. So, as you go back to your desk to finish Chapter 2, I want you to change your mindset. Don't just summarize, strategize. Use this simple, powerful formula to build a strong, convincing bridge from what is already known to what you are about to discover. So go on, ask yourself, what bridge will you build?